Welcome to 2 More Than 98, where we talk about anything and anybody with, no, I'm sorry. We talk about anything and everybody.
Welcome to 2 More Than 98.
That's right. We do this.
Where we talk about anything and anybody with no judgment, with different lenses about what should and can be done or said. This guy, yo.
Yeah, he had to do it this time, guys.
Goodness gracious. We've been doing this for how long now?
For a minute now. I'm your host, Fly Rod.
I'm your host, Ajax.
And we have a special guest over
here.
Page
the God.
You already know.
Nipsey Jr.
Nah, it's the vibes.
That's the vibes. It's the vibes.
It's the vibes, for real. You know, familiar energy. You know, the funny, saying that, I never met Nipsey in my life. I know him for years now, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but it's funny when I did start listening. Now, this is my guy, but we had a mutual friend as well.
Okay.
My guy, he had passed away. May Allah be pleased with my boy Jim. But now the same energy.
Uh-huh.
Like, and just hearing Nipsey energy through his music and the way how people talk about him, I'm telling you, my God, Jim, and they got the same energy.
It seems like at first glance, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, I see a little Nipsey vibe in there, but he's not Nipsey. No, he got his own vibe going.
That's right.
We'll get into that a little bit later on.
That's right. I got a question.
Go ahead.
I just want to know, we're gonna dive into this thing. I want to know, what do y'all think about what went on with Nick Canon?
We already know that whenever you hit a subject that touches the nerve of the people that's giving you a check, right? Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna get cut. Mm-hmm. Period. Honestly, for us, black people, we don't think he said anything wrong because it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But, of course, until you have your own TV production and your own platform where nobody can tell you shit, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get cut. Mm-hmm. That's it.
What about you?
Man, it's a lot of things is about timing. You know what I mean? Because like, you got freedom of speech. Sometimes you should just shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's crazy saying that because that's kind of like muzzling somebody or suppressing somebody's rights. But at the same time, like, the timing of what he said, given the George Floyd, given Black Lives Matter, everything is too sensitive. You should know that they're gonna jump on anything. Mm-hmm.
But if not now, when though?
That's right.
I mean, it's an ongoing struggle, but patience and timing are tenets in all warfare.
We've been patient long enough.
Well, look, I'm down with.
We've been watching our mouths long enough not to cut you off, not to cut your wisdom.
Listen,
but we've been holding off for a very long time. We've been saying pray for our oppressors. We've been saying nothing for a very long time.
Yeah. So as far as that's concerned, when it comes to that, I'm down with the NFC movement, the Not Fucking Around coalition. I'm down for the black militias,
right?
The Black Panthers that's still around, whatever the case that may be. So as far as like being done talking, I'm about that, ready to die and kill for that cause.
Okay.
And I respect those, salute those that do. But I just think like, when it comes to talking and knowing your stage, bro, just be self-aware, bro, and just know like timing sometimes, bro.
I want to say, first of all, that was an old interview.
Doesn't matter.
It was kind of fishy that when he posted up the picture and promoted the Minister Farrakhan, is when they start attacking him, and they brought up that because, again, the Jewish community already heard of it because his friends and the people who are at ABC and all of that, they are Jewish people,
right?
So they've been heard it, so they tucked it, and they waited when they seen. In other words, they bullying him who he can actually hang with. They dictating, oh, you can't be by such and such, but at the same time, and I agree with you, he gets paid by them. I think that is ways of speaking the truth and being diplomatic when you are getting paid by your oppressor.
Right.
And it shows that they are definitely oppressing him, because he started off and started going in on it when he sent out the statement and fired them. He shot right back at him like, oh, listen, y'all, been doing racist stuff the whole 9 yards, and then all of a sudden something changed. One, I don't judge our brother. That is our brother. I don't know what they have on him. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, the whole 9 yards. I don't know that. But what I do know is this: the words that he spoke was 100% facts. In fact, he was quoting another white scholar. So, right? So then now, look, it's funny, Madonna posted up the minister joint, but no one says anything about that. You had the Jews came out, they was calling him Nick Canon anti-Semitic, and start saying because he hang around Minister Farrakhan. Right? So then now, that is the root of this. It's not even about Nick Canon. The root of this is the bullying, and the minister said a long time ago that our last oppressor will be the Jews. Once we get past that, then black people will skyrocket to the top. So the only point that I was making is, I think it's definitely with him, Deshaun Jackson, Dwayne Wade, and everybody had to go recant their statements and the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And you seen what I loved, how black people stood up for Nick Cannon.
As they should.
I love that black people was there. No, listen, hitting Diddy up. Diddy put him on Revolt TV. You even had black people listening. I'm a gigolo. Downloading Nick Cannon albums. No, don't know them joints ain't right. Right? Yeah. But it was the support. And I love
Gigolo, that's R. Kelly?
Yeah, with R. Kelly on
there. Right.
Yo, I'm telling you. Hey, listen, it was all over the show.
Now, they should actually start giving Nick Cannon a little bit of respect and start playing his joint on the radio.
Yeah, for real, right? So then I seen that he previewed he put a rabbi, his next podcast. You will see he did an interview with a rabbi. Okay. So they previewed a little bit in the whole 9 yards, and I'm anxious to hear that, but I just thought that I'm not shocked. Like, every time you see someone stand with the minister, you're gonna get, and especially if you're in the entertainment world, and the thing is with me, it's funny. You had this at the same time, calling the minister anti-Semitic, but just recently, the Jews just sent the minister, what's the name, saying that, calling him the Messiah. This is the Jews doing it. So you see it's a separation amongst their parties as well. But at the same time, one thing about them, publicly, they all together. Publicly. But behind closed doors, it might be another thing. And this is what black people need to start getting involved in.
Right.
Start moving.
Publicly, we need to be together. Publicly, even if we have disagreements, let that be behind closed doors, and we move as a unit publicly, just like they are.
That's right. They had a rabbi, the chief rabbi in Israel, called black people monkeys. They was calling us monkeys and niggas in the whole 9 yards, right? And they stood by him. They like to say, "Oh no, we don't agree with that statement, but this is still our guy." Okay. But you can't do that. You can't say, I don't agree with everything the ministers say, but this still our brother. You can't do that. They bully you to say, oh no, to denounce him. You rebuke him the whole 9 yards.
And then they play that over and over to show that there's a disunion amongst
100%. And to clear it up, Nick Canon was right. Jews did own slaves. Actually, there was the biggest slave owners during the slave trade, right? So we have books called. We had the book called the Secret Relationship Between the Blacks and Jews.
Right.
And nothing but what we did was we used nothing but Jewish scholars.
I heard the minister talk about that.
Right? Just we not even coming from black scholars. Everything in this book is directly from Jewish scholars.
And then they wanted Farrakhan to fucking recant, not recant. What's that word I'm looking for?
Denounce the book.
Denounce the book.
They wanted to denounce the book, but he said,
where am I denouncing? I got all information from y'all.
Yeah, 100%. Right? So at the end, so Nick Canon was completely right, and he was only talking about the history of the savagery that white folks just haven't been done. In fact, when you get to college in certain aspects, they teach you about their own savagery or what actually went, or what happened. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just kind of ironic, or just kind of, I'm using this term crazy for lack of a better word, but it's really not crazy to me. I'm not shocked. You know, at the end of the day, they just being who they are. But it is kind of, I know to the masses, it's kind of crazy how they pick and choose and how they able
but
to
you also have to
dictate who you can call your brother.
But you have to also understand, they also see the platform that you have. Once the platform that you have can reach a large number of people, now they need to crush that because you're changing minds at a bigger wave than they would. You know. Anyway,
I agree.
No, is it that the world is looking at Farrakhan as anti-Semitic, or people are taking Nick Cannon's comments as anti-Semitic?
they know Farrakhan is not anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but they
because
Because I had to clarify that. When
no,
we was talking
they
before.
listen. What it is he's already with the ADL. He's declared to be anti-Semitic. That's what the world declares him. What the Jews declared him. But they just run America, right? So now anyone who stands with the minister, right? Anyone who does. Even Diddy was underneath fire for even playing the 4th of July address that the minister had. Even because when they took him off of Fox, what is it called, Fox Soul? Fox Soul had the contract that they was gonna play the 4th of July address.
Right.
They took it off. Diddy said, no, we gonna play. You can watch it on Revolt TV and on Revolt YouTube channel, right? So then they Diddy was going to need fire, but he did not back down. I gotta get, regardless of what anyone say about Diddy, he didn't back down.
It's easy for you not to back down when you already been established.
And he had not only that, but Nick Cannon's established as well.
He is, and that's why
but
Nick Cannon's not really hurting.
No, but he had to recant. He recanted his statements. That's what he said. They was
come for your pocket.
No, they come from 100%.
Yeah.
And again, we don't know what they have on him. I don't know.
That's true.
I'm not looking low of my brother. I'm not looking to see. I'm not calling him a sellout. I just don't know. You never know what's going on when you dealing with. Listen, these people where I was going back and forth online, in Chicago. They created with those silicone masks that look like black people. They put on their face, and they was going out murdering people.
Yep.
That's who you battling against. People
when you catch them on tape, it looks like they're black.
No, 100%. No, 100% look like they're black.
Yeah.
And they doing robberies. They got caught.
That's nuts.
You ain't see that?
Yeah, not quite like that.
It's nuts, but it's not unbelievable.
Listen, but they got caught. You can just Google. This is information.
It's a whole black torso with the face and the whole black and everything.
The whole nine yards.
The only reason why they knew that shit like this wasn't really black people doing it because they forgot to put gloves on their hands. And you see the white hand with a black face.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
That's what happened. But again, the attempt,
to even deceive the mind.
No, 100%.
So
if that's going on, what else could be possible?
That's my
everything
point.
else.
100%.
Everything else.
So I definitely want to touch bases on that and to add. I want to go into another question. How about this Kanye West situation?
Listen,
I love Kanye.
Kanye.
He a Gemini, so we see.
I'm a Gemini too.
Indeed.
And listen,
yeah,
I appreciate his music. I appreciate the artistry. I appreciate the fact that he's trying to do all these things, the fashion, the sneakers, which he's winning at. I don't know too much about the clothes. I'm not, if I buy the clothes, it's probably to go to sleep in. But anyway, the music, I've been appreciating Kanye's music. But at this point, I don't think that he's stable enough to handle the job as a president.
Was Donald Trump stable enough?
No. Wait. Understand what I'm saying?
So being stable is not.
Well, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If you put me on a platform to pick between Donald Trump and Kanye at this point, I'm gonna pick the lesser of the two evils.
Would you pick Ye over any white candidate? Or what if a white candidate was exceptional? Would Yeezy get your automatic vote?
Exceptional in what way?
He marks the boxes. He checks the boxes as far as what you.
As far as what I want to hear or what's factual, and then he is here. I'm not saying for black people because we're tired of voting white.
No, that's not it.
Okay. So, but he's genuine into who he is and what he's about to do, which benefits for everybody.
Right.
White person.
White guy.
Against Kanye.
Yeah, running. And you know Kanye's this wreck who
I'm shamefully have to say the guy who's more readily in that position to run the country, that's who I'm voting for.
Okay.
I would love to give Kanye a vote.
Okay.
I would love to give it to him.
Right.
But how things are going, what he said so far, it kind of makes it tough. I want to know, well, how are you going to debate policies with other countries? Because if you say the wrong thing to a different country, it could set off a war.
What about you, Fly?
I think that, first of all, I don't believe in a voting system, a presidential voting system. But if I did, right, because we talking hypothetically.
We're not going to go deep into it right now. We're just...
So if I did.
Will he get your vote?
Kanye.
Versus
anyone that's on the ballot right now.
Yeah, versus his opponent who may be
more qualified,
more of a politician.
I don't care about if you're more of a
seasoned vet.
I mean, Joe Biden's a seasoned vet, but he can never get him.
No, because that would be too easy.
We already understand why.
But
a theoretical, listen,
front runner, that we know is more qualified.
I would definitely say I'm going to run for the I'm going to vote for the qualified individual. I just want to make that perfectly clear. However, we have to look at. I don't like everybody. Our people just come out and jumping on him like that.
Yeah, no.
Because
of course,
first of all, my boy haven't been right since he lost his mother. Had not.
Facts.
Since he lost his mother, he has.
How long do we dwell on that?
Well, remember.
That cannot be the excuse for everything that you do.
I agree, but remember, do you know? When he was in the psychiatric ward, right? They gave what's that process when they electrical shock, right? Mm-hmm. They said you no longer the same after that happens. Nobody. You think
he got shocked?
According to the history.
Come on, at his status, they're not gonna put him into a place in shock.
No, when you go, you have no rights when you're in there. I shouldn't say no rights.
No, you can't say that because
you are underneath their authority.
If a criminal goes to prison, but he happens to be a rich criminal, you know what happens? He's not in the same jail cell as you and I.
No, but you know what you did.
There's a special section for people that are.
Look what you just did. You assume black people have that same privilege.
No.
Again, it's a difference.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
You got
me. Yeah, exactly. It's a difference between when white folks who was privileged, who actually privileged,
don't think it's the same,
and black people who's just rich. Lil Wayne was sitting in the cell. All right, Lil Wayne was sitting there. Meek Mill just was talking about he was locked up 23 hours and one. While having Hove and them paying for lawyers the whole 9 yards. So these is black rich people. Now white people is different. First of all, they would have been on house arrest fighting the case. The whole 9 yards. Everything is different. It's not the same. So it's like they still go through systematic rape. They just rich slaves. Shannon Sharp always talk about it now.
Okay.
It's just because they got millions of dollars doesn't mean that they don't go through systematic racism.
True.
Right? Because at the end of the day, when they ride through Scotch Plains, they getting pulled over just like the rest of us, brother.
True.
Period. And they even faster because they jealous
because your status is better. Right.
So they pick with you on that level. So going back to my point is, giving him those pills and things in that criteria, that messes up you chemically. And if you chemically unbalanced, that means you can't think straight. You're not in the right. You're not in the right, and
yeah.
you can see he's crying out for help. When you see someone in that magnitude, the way it is, yes, they never going to take his music genius away from him. That's what he does.
So therefore,
now, was he wrong about Harriet? Yes, he was wrong about Harriet Tubman. Yes, he was wrong about Harriet Tubman. That's not the point, right? But we can't feed that energy. What we have to learn to do is, I'm give you the crazy person that's in the hood that come by and do something, so you be like, yo, just leave him alone. He ain't right. And you see somebody trying to pick with them, you the first thing we do in the hood is like, yo, leave him alone. You know he's crazy.
Right.
Like you understand what I'm saying?
Especially if he's like trying to harm himself. So it's kind of like
100%. Let him go. Listen, and you know what I mean? At the end of the day, just ignore him.
But
when you give him energy, when you put an energy in that, especially him, he feeds that, and then coming around, he talking about he about to drop
everything you just said though. But everything you just said though, furthermore validates the point that at this point, he cannot get our vote for something this serious. If
I agree.
If for some reason,
well, first of all,
no, not for some reason. If let's just say he really took this shit seriously. No medication involved, Kanye stabilizing, if that's possible, whatever, right? And then he's working at understanding the formats of being a president for the next 5 or 10 years, and then jumps into being somebody on the ballot. He's getting my vote.
No, of course he's gonna get my vote.
He's getting my vote.
First of all, you're not.
But right now,
first of all, anybody that comes from the bottom and you make it to $1 billion, you got my vote.
No, definitely.
Because especially, I'm talking about especially being black.
I will vote for him just because he's black. I'm that guy.
Okay,
simply because, just simply because we started with the generational handicap. So any obstacles this brother may be going through, any mental things he may be going through, we all know that we all know the source of that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, he get the pass for me.
So would you vote for, what was his name that was trying to go for presidency last time? The doctor, what was his name?
Dr. Ben
Carson.
Carson. Would you have voted for Carson just because he's black?
You put me on a grill right now.
No, answer the question. You said he was black.
I would. Unapologetically. I would. Even though I know he's a coon
I would have voted
supreme.
for him before Trump.
Oh no, don't see
Coon
that's
supreme.
the difference.
I'd have voted for him before Trump.
Yes.
Of course.
For Dr. Ben Carson. You know, they said we're taught not to criticize our brothers in public unless they attack us publicly. So he has not done that. Just know, you know.
But he also came from the bottom and became a billionaire too.
Listen, I got you. I would definitely say that I don't like any black man who you can't compromise with your open enemy, your oppressor.
Right.
You cannot compromise. The minute that you compromise with your oppressor, you lost the negotiation. You can't give nothing iota if you're coming from and I'm gonna use this term because it's a lack of better term for me. Not a lack, but it's really an utmost term. But I can't break it down no other further. If you're coming from a righteous standpoint, you cannot give a little. In negotiations, you give some. You lose some. You got, as long as I get this, I'm gonna give you this. You gotta give, right? You can't do that with your oppressor. You can't give him now 1 inch. Because one thing, he would never look at you as his equal.
What are we saying? Compromise or negotiate? Or are they one and the same? This aspect?
Well, when you negotiate, you come, depending on.
Because you can win a negotiation.
Yeah, but when you negotiate, you got to compromise something.
Absolutely. So you have to give to receive anything.
So I'm not willing to compromise I'm not willing to compromise to a group of people that the East, the religious texts, all calls our enemy. I'm not willing to compromise with them. It's either you know what the compromise was? Our ancestors building up this country. You know the compromise with them? Or they was able that we haven't even murdered them or to defend ourselves in the aspect of retaliating in a physical manner. That's the compromise.
That's a compromise.
I already done compromised.
Because it can be done.
Because at the end of the day, only we foolish enough to let things like that to go by and still say, you know what? We shall overcome. We passed that.
Well, that shit.
As you just said, you with the. All right.
I'm with that.
So at the end of the day, my only point is that I'm not willing to compromise with that. Any black man or woman, it doesn't matter, that's sitting here trying to compromise with our open enemy that he showed you every single day. That he's your enemy he don't even give. You know the funny part is, I can see if he come out once in a blue moon and show you some wickedness. He don't give you
no
an
room
hour
to breathe.
He don't give you no room. Every second of the day when you turn on your television, he's disrespecting you. Right?
While you right, and I'm with you, I think there is space when we talk about war, right? Because a lot of us don't even know that we're at war. Right?
That's true.
There's been many situations where it may be wise to engage your officer, your lead officers before you actually engage in battle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm with you with the no compromise, no negotiation, depending on the situation. I'm not gonna compromise my generational wealth just because I'm not doing business with this white guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not
what you're saying.
That's not what's being said, but I understand.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's not what's being said.
Okay.
Let's be clear here. We're not fools. And the baddest businessman on the planet is the white man. Let's just make this perfect, because this is the world that he created.
Domain.
This is his domain. So he's the head at that. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us to do what? Study the white man, because he makes no excuses for any of his failures.
Right.
He make no excuses for it. Right? He just continue to work. That's it. Now, I agree. Listen, not like we're not going to do it. Listen, if I know I can collide and do some business over here and it's 50-50, you know what I mean? Excuse me. And we could do some business and it's 50-50 in the whole 9 yards, and I'm going to do some business. Let's just be clear. We're not fools.
Right.
We are, you know what I'm saying? When I'm saying compromise, or when I'm saying that I'm not willing to compromise, first of all, I want full, complete freedom. I want equal justice under the law for all, no matter color, race, or creed. For all. There's no compromising. You can't compromise freedom.
Oh, I want good, but my man with that exhale, I think that was the whole black community right there. Because you think about that, but then you what could happen in our lifetime that could cause such a dramatic change in the system, and you kind of feel hopeless.
Right.
And guess what? That's why? Because most of us can't see and not willing to make the necessary sacrifices for that.
But it's not that
Why?
we can't.
Because
It's not that we can't see. No. Wait. There is that. But the reason why we're comfortable and we can't see, and we talked about this before, is because they've been clouding our judgments for a very long time, to the point where they want to debilitate you from being able to do anything that uplifts you or makes you make a move and empower somebody else to make a move that creates this big movement, this exodus of people doing things to move a whole nation forward.
And remind you, and I do agree with you, but my fight back or my rebuttal to that, not in a disagreement with you, but my question would actually be, instead of rebuttal, would be, where all my religious folks at? You claim that you Christian, but the good book says if you had faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains.
So where are my mountain movers?
So where are my mountain movers? Are those who say that you want to walk?
But you also
now we're getting somewhere.
But you also have to understand this too, though. Religion is also a debilitating
exact program.
Listen,
it's meant to constrain your actual hold on reality.
Right. Listen, 100%. I listen. You will never get that type of argument from me. I agree with you. So the point is, when the thing about it is that we can't. Look what's going on in the pandemic right now. I love to see where black people are. Yes, sir. Like to see where black people at right now. Black people starting their own businesses because you lost your job, right? So you all of the little things, you got time on.
This is the wake up moment.
This is you see so many black businesses going on right now, and it's beautiful. Black people want to support black right now,
and they are supporting black. And we've been chanting this song for a very long time. But now it's actually taking.
Look, our teachers. You can able homeschool your children right now through virtual. And listen, and we have all the teachers is actually out here. Black teachers is actually out here teaching our children during the summer. So I love to see where we at, and the energy is getting somewhere. We cannot allow other things to distract us, and let us keep our eye on the prize, because we getting there. Momentum. When you said the hope, momentum is slowly but surely is coming there. It's probably not moving as fast as the
change will come,
but it's happening.
On that note, we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this, and thank you for tuning in. 2 more than 98.
That's right. 2 more than 98.
Ajax,
Flower,
Page,
the God.
Let's go.
Yeah, we got some clips.